So hello everybody, here we are continuing our Sanctus Reach campaign. Unfortunately, I thought I was recording and it turns out I wasn't. And I don't have a save to restart back from right after the first game. So these two battles I won't really be able to demonstrate. Fortunately they were pretty small, there wasn't too much to show, but that is definitely frustrates me a little bit. So what we're going to be doing is I'm going to be continuing on from this third mission over here, and yeah, I do apologize for the mistake. So yeah, going onward to the Imperial Fortress. Fortunately, these aren't really story missions. The story missions are every couple, just kind of generic skirmishes, so there's not too much missed out on, but it was something I'd been hoping to demonstrate, and unfortunately, it wasn't my recording was turned off, so and now I'm not able to undo it and restart. So, anywho, going aggressive against the Space Marines here. I have a pretty solid selection of units to go with, and so let's see what we're gonna run. So, definitely want to bring flash kits. They're a very solid unit choice. Definitely gonna bring a battle wagon. Unfortunately, you can see them. It's already very, very expensive. Gonna bring some mega knobs because they're pretty tanky, and I could bring a Killican. I'll take one of those. That sounds solid. And then, could bring a Rustgob, who I'm not entirely sure what this guy is. What does he do? I'm a little confused as to what this guy does. Herd Squig. I'll try him out. I'm not entirely sure what this unit does. It does look like the Squig, the guy who could summon Squigs before, but it doesn't look like he has an ability to summon Squigs here. Who knows? Alright, so I'm going to support him with, I'm going to support these guys with, not Burnas, I'm not really a fan of them. I'm going to bring a unit of Shootas and or actually, do I have Burna or Combi Shootas? Looks like I do not, so I'm going to bring a unit of Shoota, or actually, I can bring 2 units of Slugganobs, and I'll unselect that, and I will take a second unit of Slugganobs, and that will give me a solid comp, I think. I'm going to set up a more comfortable camera angle here. And yeah, I did try to adjust my volume, so if you guys think this is more appropriate, if you guys think this volume is more tolerable, be sure to mention it in the comments so I know that this is okay. And if it's still insufferably loud, be sure to mention it as well. And yeah, so rally spawns. Huh. Okay, so this guy can spawn Gretchen. That's pretty cool. I'm gonna move up to the front here. The Gretchen are fairly worthless, as could be expected, I suppose, and but there's a lot of them, and they are free, so I'm gonna move them forward. They're kind of there just to eat shots, and it's definitely a nifty little hero because Gretchen being useless, despite not doing very much damage, they will do some damage, and and it is free damage, practically speaking. And this guy isn't a pushover in combat, if I remember correctly. He can definitely be a pain to deal with for some units. So I'm gonna end turn there. Let's see what the Space Marines do to me. Unfortunately, in some of the gameplay I was doing, the Najal Stormcaller, I do believe it was, absolutely devastated some of my armored units, and that was rather frustrating. I'm going to use these guys and see what damage I can do. 1 damage. And a lot of... Well, actually, the Gretchen aren't dying that quickly, given what a terrible unit they are. These guys to the flank. Try to get some flanking fire into these blood claws. Oh, look at that. Orc shooting. So good. At this rate, there's going to be no blood claws left in about 10 turns. Maybe longer. And I could also just use these guys as an expendable scouting tool, which is pretty awesome. There's a melt. Actually, Meltas are really bad against Gretchen, so it's not bad for me. And actually, that's out of range, so these guys have practically no range either. I'm gonna move them here. start to shoot at these Space Marines. It's doing a little bit. It's doing a little bit. Slowly but surely, we're melting them down, and these Gretchen are in a position to just interfere. I'm going to put them here just so that they body block. Look at those blood claws. Just, they don't even know what to do. They're basically already dead. Going with the shooter, these guys forward, and yeah, open up. That just did more damage than all my Gretchen did. Across multiple turns. Unfortunately, I didn't get at the, or not across multiple turns, but across multiple Gretchen. So over here, I'm kind of shuttling my my orcs over. I don't really have a shot on those guys, unfortunately. So that's, I think, this is all I can really do for this turn. I'm gonna end turn there. This Melta might actually, the Melta's getting hit by the flash kits. I'm a little worried that the flash kits will be the target of the Meltas. If they should focus on the Gretchen, that would be. Not sure what they're doing. Maybe they're trying to get clear of the cover. Oh, they're shooting into the Sluggas. I don't appreciate that either. But it looks like the Sluggas didn't take a model hit there, which is good. Kind of run past these guys and get on the cap, and they will take some fire, but that, once again, it's okay. Get behind these guys, get behind the Meltas, and hit them with a grab-a-stick, which does stun, but it does very little damage actually. It's a little interesting. Huh. Okay. That's okay. It's fine. All good fun. And now I'm gonna be able to just destroy them with the Slugganobs. And unfortunately, I actually hurt myself there. Flashy Bomb, -40 weapon accuracy, duration 2 turns, and so it's a blind and stick bomb. So I'm actually probably gonna do Flashy Bomb. Gonna get in behind these guys and see if I can get on top of those Sky Claws. I'm gonna zone away their Terminators. Yeah, I'm not gonna be doing much to those guys with Gretchen. Move the Gretchen up to here. If they take some Melta fire, that is okay. And look at that, gonna get some Rot Blast of shots into them. You can see those Meltas are absolutely shaking their bootstraps. What a win. But I am able to move up here and open fire on them at long range with the Snaz guns, which is actually doing very little at this range. Because even high tier orc shooting is still orc shooting. I'll move over here. I don't think I have any shots on these guys. I can try, do a little bit. These are a free unit, so I guess I shouldn't be surprised that their performance is pretty poor, damage-wise. I do think that if Imperial Guard ever gets added, I think that one of the biggest problems is that so many of the Space Marine units have huge armor, and yeah, a lot of the Space Marine units have massive amounts of armor, and that's not a lot done. I think, can I unload? And I might be able to take these guys down. Nice. These guys are not terrible melee combatants, so they'll be set to counteract the Blood Claws. And yeah, these guys in position. So just kind of pushing our way forward, letting the Meltas waste their shots on the Gretchen, and that's another thing they're good for, I guess, is absorbing reaction fire. And that guy, well, actually, he does. The Storm Bolters in this game, I've noticed, are very, very strong. The end, they're basically just, as far as I know, are just supposed to be like a double-barreled bolter. It's a little surprising. He's not going to get a counter. They're not doing a lot of damage, fortunately for me. But neither is mine. They're getting some pistol shots into Gretchen, but once again, it's Gretchen, and that's perfect. Terminators against Gretchen. Great use of resources. And the Gretchen are free, and I think I'll be able to summon more in a little bit, which is good. And is that it? There we go. So those Meltas retreated. I'm gonna move here behind the Gretchen. Not ideal, but I do have the Gretchen there as a meat shield now. You can see just the transport just opening up on those guys and doing some pretty impressive work. Anytime these Gretchen over here are not going to do very much, but I can use them to hurt these Blood Claws again. Hopefully, actually it looks like the Blood Claws are not reaction firing, so I'm going to move the Gretchen in there to eat the reaction fire, because I want to mitigate that, and then push in. Those are Long Fang missiles, which is not good. Now I can use my Choppas here. That's actually pretty solid amounts of work. Oh, look at that. 7 HP. That's like a new record for the Gretchen. 2. That's definitely not a new record. I could rally. It doesn't. Might as well. Not a loss for sure. If I can break these Blood Claws, I wish the Gretchen could at least pick off one model. That would be nice. 10 HP. That's like an even greater record. Unfortunately, that tile over there is definitely absorbing a lot of my hits, and these Gretchen definitely need to push in. I should be able to actually get clear and get into a firing position on this Wolfguard Terminator. Unfortunately, once again, these guys are not great in range. I've noticed that a lot of the orc units are actually definitely not what am I talking about. Not a lot. Practically all of the orc units are terrible at range. Even the dedicated ranged orcs. I don't actually want to move these guys forward because right now they have enough HP to hopefully absorb 2 volleys from the Terminators. They can almost took him. I don't know if. Nice. So the transport got him. Unfortunately, the knobs. Knobs actually did get a counterattack. They took one of them down. I would lose a knob in return. Terminators are actually not bad in melee. They're also not great melee combatants. And as you can see, these Blood Claws are actually struggling to wipe out a lot of Gretchen. They can kill like 1 to 2 a turn, and it is very inefficient. That's the biggest advantage of Gretchen. They're kind of like a speed bump against your opponent's units. These guys will get a round of return shooting. I should have actually used the Gretchen for this. But one guy shooting back is not going to be great. And as you can see, he does even one Space Marine does probably more damage. Oh boy, Gretchen. Getting all the damage. It's just so pitiful watching the Gretchen try to do anything. That was actually pretty bad too. The Walker almost failed to kill him. But I can move these guys forward. I'm not entirely sure where my opponent had Meltas. I'm not entirely sure where those went. I don't have the range for those to hit those. I can use a Grot Blaster here at point blank. Actually, well, it doesn't really matter. I'm not able to disengage from melee or melee range. So what I'm able to do is disengage this transport a little bit to get that extra space for myself, and then open fire on these Blood Claws. The problem here is that I'm not They'll get a counterattack, but it's not going to do very much. And he misses. The problem is that when you only get one unit on this on the diagonal, that's just a rather major disadvantage. Over here, these Gretchen, basically I'm relying on the Gretchen to get destroyed. Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to... I'm going to move over... Actually, it doesn't... Definitely a bit of a pain. I should be able to lob a... Actually... These guys are blinded, and I can use my choppers here. And those guys, these guys are... Unfortunately, it's a little surprising that the flash bomb doesn't do... reduce melee stats. I can use this Gretchen kind of to move up. Unfortunately, these Gretchen over here are wasting their time doing nothing. These guys are taking forever to kill off. But that is, I do believe, it. I don't think I have any shots. And of course, the flash kits are very, very inaccurate. A lot of the orc shooting is... What was that? A lot of the orc shooting is pretty good at... oh, is that a drop pod? Or they do get a drop... For some reason, they get a drop pod. Now, those are last cannons. And last cannons are a bit like, I would say, sniper rifles in this game. Obviously, they're not sniper rifles, but... these guys are shooting at the Gretchen, which is kind of silly. They successfully take it out. The knobs, unfortunately, because they don't have armor, much in the way of armor piercing, their performance against even units that they should probably perform well against is not great. Now, once again, you can see this point blank shooting. It's just missing those guys. The blood claws shouldn't do particularly well against the... I'm most surprised by how poorly the power claws seem to do. Unfortunately, the missiles are missing, though actually they hit Rust Gop there. It's not cool. Finally. That took a very long time. Actually, instead of opening up on the las guns, because I don't... The problem is that if I attack the las guns, I'm going to be forced to come out here into cover, or out of cover. And that's going to put me... I might hit my own guys here, but that's okay. But if I move out of cover, it's going to put me at the mercy of the... Terminators and the blood claws and all that stuff over there, and I'd rather avoid that. These blood claws going down though. I don't know if I can just barely finish this guy off with grots. Actually, probably should. Oops, that was a mistake. I shouldn't have finished him off with grots. Or with Gretchen. Move these guys out the flank. Send the Gretchen forward. Use them as to soak up hits. It's a little surprising how little that this gun does as well. It's actually interesting. I'm not entirely sure what this does. It looks like I can't actually shoot over that wall. The problem is I'm a little worried about the Melta. Let's throw the grenade there, see what it does. No damage by the look of it, which sucks, but... So I should be able to cap that point fairly soon. I also moved my difficulty up a little bit, because I was finding the general, or the basic... difficulty to be a little too easy for my tastes, and decided to try it on the hardest, the Grimdark. Hopefully these Gretchen take the aggro. Actually, no, it looks like the Long Fang, and somehow these guys are actually doing a lot of hurt to those guys. Unfortunately, Terminators, I do believe... Oh boy. those missiles hurting a lot. Gonna hit these guys with the grab a stick. It should technically stun them, but maybe it doesn't. There we go, that stuns them. And the stun's good because it looks like I'm out of actions. I shouldn't have wasted my actions on that. Oh well. Let's try to shoot these Terminators. The Terminators, though, are very tanky and very difficult to hit. Because there's an entire unit in between me and them. Yeah, I find myself often just unimpressed with the performance of the Sluggonobs because that armor piercing is so pitiful. Both car Terminators laughing off these pistols, but I'm hoping the Gretchen just absorb all that aggro. Make sure my units don't suffer too bad, and I gotta be careful because these. I'm gonna shoot these blood claws in the back with pistol shots. I definitely need to get this transport into position. These guys are shaking somehow. Not entirely sure how. Gonna shoot at that long thing. And this is actually doing some damage to the Terminators. Next turn I should have that control of that point. It doesn't look like. It looks like okay. So my my line of sight is being interrupted. That is what the bomb was advertised as doing. I probably hurt myself more than my opponent by doing that, but still, it was worth the try. Boom. Looks like I can't actually move these. I really hate how walkers are very slow. Well, so that was definitely a bit of a mistake. I shouldn't have used that bomb there. I was wondering if it would affect me. I shouldn't be surprised that it does. Oh boy, this is really not good. He's dead. Ouch. That means no more. Oh, and now flamethrowers being used. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Oh boy. Oh boy. This hurts. Those are crack missiles. Ouch, ouch, ouch. It burns. Yeah, my units are getting wrecked. Ugh. I messed up. Overconfidence. Unfortunately, I blocked myself with a grenade like a scrub, and I do get to level up here. So actually healing. This is actually really tempting. I'll take the Grot Rigger. I do want to try it out. And I can open fire on these Grey Hunters with flamers. Seeing some more of that legendary orc shooting going down. The grenade there is hurting me a lot. Decimating these Terminators. Now, one of the big things about fighting Terminators is that you don't want to fight them in melee with orcs. Or not, well, you don't want to fight, I'll throw a fungus stick bomb back there. Get that under control. So I only have a handful of turns left. I can, however, retreat these guys, which is good. And end turn. So that fungus bomb, though, doing work, and as is the wagon. My opponent's units are routing off, and I think most of these units left over are pretty weak. Dreadnought is not... Actually, it's funny, the Dreadnought seems to be affected by the fungus bomb as well. These guys still doing work, and there's a Rhino. There's just a constant flow of Space Marines coming onto the field. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to win this because, well, let's see, I can get the, hopefully get these guys over there. Fortunately, the Walker doesn't seem to be doing practically any damage to the Dreadnought, which I was hoping it would. Just swing these guys around, mow down these Blood Claws, get them out of the way, and then focus on the Dreadnought and hopefully cripple it. Nice. Those Blood Claws are really beat up. I'm going to focus on those guys now. And I should be able to take the left-hand control point, which... Focus these Blood Claws down, hopefully finish them off. No, but I'm going to try to finish them off with the knobs. These Gretchen are in deep trouble. I'm going to just shoot this Thunderwolf. It doesn't really matter at this point for these guys. These guys are doomed. Now I don't want to... I can push into there, and then next turn I should have this control point. It doesn't look like I can actually win by kills here. This Walker's so slow, and I think I really shouldn't be using mechs or Walkers if I can avoid it. I'm killing my Gretchen here with the poison, but that's okay. They're just Gretchen. I think the Dreadnought is very susceptible to rear fire, so hopefully... Well, these Gretchen are doomed. But this is actually wasting a good amount of time for the... and it's actually going to take them another turn of pursuit to deal with these Gretchen. Well, they're tied down. Actually, never mind. No, it's not because they got the Rhino in there. There's just so many Space Marine units coming onto the field all the time. I don't know if there's actually like a limit to how many Space Marines can come onto the field. We're just stuck fighting them until Kingdom Come, and let's see. You can wreck the drop pod, which is what I'm going to do now. So there's 2 drop pods. Remove the mech here, or not the mech, the transporter here. And the transport is better than the Rhino from a combat standpoint as far as I know. These guys are tied down against these Blood Claws in close quarters. Able to finish them. Blast the ammo. This is actually a really good one. Oh, well this one's really good too. Huh. I'll try that. I don't know if I can use the same, if I can get multiple just pull these guys back around. So I don't actually know if I'm capable of getting multiple if I'll get the same access to the same talent later on down the road. Now these guys gotta shift around. And hopefully interdict. So that drop pod's wrecked. I don't think there's anything left for the Space Marines to kind of mess with me besides these units all the way out here on the flank, and they're getting annihilated by my shooting. But they did get close on these mechs, which is okay. I don't appreciate that. Okay, so I don't know. Oh, it looks like that's it. So I lost a unit. I lost some bad infantry, Gretchen. I think that didn't lose anything else. So definitely a bit of a Bit of a fun game. Oh, and that looks like it unlocked an extra building. But what I want to do, I do want to finish off the small quest battles. So I'm going to round them up in this round them out in this episode, and yeah, then maybe leave the quest battle for later. Because the quest battles do tend to be a little longer and more involved. Hold positions, east, and so once again a bit of a control battle, and I don't know. So I'll try out the super cannon with the. I don't entirely know how good it is. The battle wagon I definitely know is good. The mega knobs are okay. They're very well, actually, you know what? These guys are all leveled up, so that they'll give me a bit of a strong unit to fall back on. Could get a pain boy, some war bikers. That leaves me with very little points. I'm relying on elite units. I've found that I did the same thing beforehand when I was first playing Space Marines, and on one hand I felt kind of bad about it, but at the same time the low end units are just so bad. Flash fungus stick bomb seems the best, and yeah, we're just gonna start with this comp right here. And I do believe I get a deployment phase. So let's see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to deploy the bikes up towards the front, and I'm going to deploy the bulk of my forces. I'm going to deploy over here on the left flank, because that is where I plan to make my push. That's where the nearest control point is, and so I'm going to try to fight around for that. I'm going to move these guys over to there. Maybe move this guy behind the transport so he's screened. I'm not entirely sure how good the cannon is going to do. Oh boy, that might have been a mistake. Well, maybe not. Looks like they critted a whole bunch. Was it flamers by the look of it? Already taking fire from Grey Hunters who... That is not good. I'm going to lose a bike immediately to Dreadnought. I definitely shouldn't have deployed it so far up in the front. I might just lose my bike entirely here. I'm going to shift the transport over. Open fire on these Skyclaws. I can't actually shoot at those guys. So I might simply be doomed here, as far as that unit's concerned. What I can do is shoot these Grey Hunters a bit. Actually a whole bunch. And it seems that at this range, the damage going out is pretty solid. I'll eat this tasty squig next turn. And actually, I can't. Yep. Okay, so I want to... Actually, I do have the Mad Doc, and I can heal those guys, which is awesome. I can shoot these guys with the pistol. There we go. Apparently that was wishful thinking for a bit there. Just shift this gun over here and try to snipe the pack leader. Boom! That was pretty impressive. Holy heck. I don't know what his precision is, but it seems to be really impressive at long range. This guy also has a bomb by the look of it. I can give fighting juice to my units. Unfortunately, I'm going to lose the bikes, which sucks. And I guess the gun doesn't get reaction fire. Oh, I got him, nice. And maybe the bike will survive. I'm gonna run away and just hide with it. I don't want to. If possible, I just want to keep this unit alive. The bikes, yeah, I don't want to lose him. What's the precision? Oh, so it actually has a very high... Well, actually has a very high accuracy rating, though. Definitely more than I expected from definitely an orc, especially an orc unit. It's 80%. Pretty darn impressive. Opening fire on these Grey Hunters, doing a little bit of damage. Nothing too spectacular. Because once again, it is shooting at long range. Pushing in on these guys. Grey Hunters. The melta gun, when it's only one gun, it's not as powerful in my experience, because they can't. The two melta guns can often one shot, or they'll hit one model. I should have actually. But double up melta guns will often hit one model in your squad, and they'll kill it instantly. Whereas let's just I don't actually know if there's reaction fire for this assault gun. Oh boy, that sounds like a... I guess they do get drop pods with stuff on the higher difficulties, which just gives them a whole bunch of free units. Oh boy, this is actually really not good, because my Doc is right there, and he's taking a lot of fire. These guys are not a problem, they'll be fine. They'll take some fire, that's okay, that's whatever. They can always eat a juicy squig. It looks like they don't have a shot, which sucks. But I can get them in here, and they do okay amounts of damage. It's not, and it might just be that the Space Marines, because they have armor, they perform better against. They perform better against the kind of focused fire, focused hatred that you gotta be called down. Oh boy, there's a drop pod. Hopefully gonna get rid of this Grey Hunter, and boom. One and done. Gotta turn the hull and set the reaction hard over there. This... I'm just using that guy to scout. I'm trying to avoid getting, of course, beaten up too bad. Gonna move this gun over here, and hopefully there's... why not? We'll shoot the rock, destroy it, and in turn we'll be able to get rid of it. That's whatever. Just do something. And I'll be able to take this Space Marine point, actually, like right now. Cool. And yeah, that puts me in a decent spot. We'll see. There's another something. Oh boy, they're taking my control points, which I do not appreciate. Melta going off, missing though, which is good. Missing twice. Some Grey Hunters over there. I'm on a hill here, so I can actually shoot down on these guys by the look of it. Unfortunately, once again, orc shooting. That should be covered there, hopefully, at least a bit. This Melta over here, exposed, I can snipe it down and then shuffle a boogie on over to the other flank, and these guys should be able to eat a tasty squig, and that heals them a whole bunch, so that's perfect. And I'll be able to take that point in turn, and the biggest problem is that those drop pods, when they come in, the biggest problem is that those drop pods can seem to come in just kind of at random, and I'm not really able to do anything. Oh boy, that's really not good. Last scan is the flank. Fighting on these hills is just painful, and there's probably a dreadnought with that dastardly autocannon. Oh, well, there goes the Warbiker. I want to see he lucks out. But oh, he lucked out. Maybe not. Boy. Oh boy, this is actually really bad. The dreadnoughts do immense amounts of damage to I should have turned hull, and then oh boy, I'm not entirely sure. I don't think I'm going to be able to survive here. I don't know if this thing has enough range. Oh, it hits. That was okay. That was a big mistake. There goes my transport. Yeah, rear shots on my own transport. No bueno. That's not good. I didn't expect it to kill it. Oh boy. Okay, at least if it's the theme, it's very orky. What can you do? End turn. I might lose my Mad Dog here as well. Definitely losing the bike. The Dread is just... Oh, losing a model. The Dreadnought's autocannon is ridiculously accurate. I've always been shocked by just how precise it is. If I can control the points I control right now, though, until the end game, I will... I do believe I win. Unfortunately, the super cannon is not being very super right now, and it's kind of missing a whole bunch. I can move over here and heal, use dock stools, and just kind of duck into cover while I move my Mega Knobs up. I'll throw the Fungus Stick Bomb out. It seems to be doing damage to you in the Dreadnought, which is good. And that's gonna be end turn, and we just gotta hope, I suppose. Hope for the best. Fortunately, this guy is behind a bit of cover here with this ridge, I think, and that makes it hard for my opponent to shoot at him, or for the AI to shoot at him. And not. This is a rear shot, so oh, look at that crit, so juicy, just like on the back of my transport. That was just a little disappointing. Shooting my own transport. I'll shoot at these guys, no. Actually, I think this will make him more accurate. Maybe. We'll see. I don't know if it only affects melee. Doesn't really matter. Just you can't heal anyway, so. I don't want to get shot. The heroes in this game are actually incredibly susceptible to units sniping at you and at long range. It shocked me quite a bit before. Like there was a lot of those high-end lords, and all of a sudden they just get annihilated by a bunch of low-end infantry, kind of just shooting at them, and kind of learned my lesson since then. You just erase everything. These guys not able to shoot. God darn it. Those. Oh boy, I think I messed up. Shot at the drop pod instead of the last cannon crew. Not good. All right. Dock stools though. Heal them. Run like heck. And yeah, keep rolling forward. Ever onward. Oh, there's... and I'll be able to just run down here and hopefully catch those guys. I don't think they can actually get through this cover here at the moment. Unfortunately, these guys are somehow blocked by that rock, so it is what it is. Last cannon getting clear. I think I have one more turn. Turns remaining. Oh, there is an overtime. Awesome. Okay. Okay, nice. There we go. Okay, nice. I shouldn't have let him backdoor me there. That was a big mistake. So that was definitely a big problem. So yeah, we do have a little bit of time. I'm gonna hold off. The next episode will be the Ludas here, the big campaign mission. And yeah, we'll see how long. I don't want to risk being a very long, just making this video excessively long, just because of a quest mission. Because the first one took me about an hour. So yeah, I do apologize for missing out on those 2 skirmish battles. Definitely my mistake, and hopefully I won't make that mistake again. As usual, I do hope you guys enjoyed. Once again, if you have any advice or tips on how to play within this game, because once again, I'm not very experienced. This isn't like Total War or Warhammer, where I'm pretty experienced with the game and know what I'm doing for the most part. I'm kind of just guessing and trying to sort units out, learn what works, what doesn't, and especially inexperienced with orcs, because I've never really played them before. And so yeah, if you have any advice, any tips, any questions, I might be able to answer them. Yeah, feel free to ask. And yeah, as usual. I appreciate you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.